won't see this story anywhere else. The new Corvette we dropped off at a parking lot near Port Canaveral went on a vacation of its own.
You guys are driving that car all over town.
What are you talking about?
Next, we'll show you what the lot's owner did with that car. It was a joyride to remember. But it was against the law, and we got it on camera. A port parking lot trusted to watch cruise passengers ride. But instead, the brand new Corvette Channel 9 dropped off, peeled out all over town in front of Sky Witness 9 HD. It sped by our cameras on the ground, raced down dirt roads, and even ran errands for the lot owner, paid to care for customers' cars. Now, this story you'll see only on Eyewitness News.
Channel 9's Jeff Deal looked into one of the discount parking lots that shuttle cruise passengers to their ships in Port Canaveral. And Jeff, what you found was just incredible.
It really was, Vanessa. We couldn't really believe it either. A viewer actually tipped us off to this, but we expected it would take at least a couple of days before anyone took our convertible Corvette on a joyride. Instead, it was just a couple of hours. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. It's one hot car, fire red. 430 horsepower V8 engine, the $60,000 2012 Corvette, the kind of car anyone would love to take for a spin, and the kind of car you hate to leave in someone else's hands. But sometimes that's what people do. Especially cruise passengers looking to set sail on vacation. Lots like Premier Parking Spot in Cocoa offer to watch your car while you're on vacation, then shuttle you to the port in style. But Eyewitness News got a tip the owner of Premier Parking Spot, Jay Nieves, was known to take customers' keys, then take their cars for a ride. To investigate, we rented the flashy convertible Corvette and equipped it with a GPS tracking device. Then we sent a husband and wife in the sports car headed for vacation to drop the car off at Premier just to see what would happen. But sure enough, the temptation was too much. Just 6 hours later, with the couple long gone, the GPS tracking device sent us a text message alerting the car was in motion. That's when we captured this video of Nieves and another employee joyriding in our car, peeling out on dirt roads. We saw them taking pictures of the Corvette in front of Nieves' home, later that night cruising on Merritt Island, and eventually parking it at Applebee's. Our computer GPS system shows Nieves even parked it at his home overnight. 2 days later, we watched him drive it all over town running errands. He went to Ace Hardware. This is Nieves walking from the store to the car with a friend. Later, he loaded it up with lumber at his home and even allowed a dog to run around in the customer's car. Finally, when he left it in a parking lot near his business with the top down and door open for more than 20 minutes, we'd seen enough. Whose car are you guys driving today? Do you think it's okay to drive customers' cars? His female employee didn't say much, and when we confronted Nieves, he played dumb. Whose car are you guys driving out there?
Whose car are we driving?
Yeah, the red Corvette. What's that?
We're not driving anybody's car. Why?
You guys are driving that car all over town.
What are you talking about?
Even though we had all this video. Let me show you something, Jay. Let me show you this video. You recognize this road right here? You recognize those people right there in that car?
Sir, we're not driving anybody's car. So.
Jay Nieves flat out lied and denied he ever took a joyride in a customer's car. You're going to say you weren't driving that car? Tell me the truth.
Sir?
Be honest with us.
Sir, you're completely wrong.
And our GPS device shows these guys drove the car 61 miles before we got it back.
Now, do you have any idea how long this has been going on? Because they obviously kept it from customers.
Yeah, it seems like it. Our tipster let us know that he believed it had been going on for several months. In fact, we spoke to the national company that takes reservations for Premier Parking Spot. It told us it had received a complaint a couple of months ago saying that someone had driven that car while they were on a cruise. That company told us that it was a rogue employee, that Jay Nieves blamed it on a rogue employee.
This is just unreal, and you're working on even more for tomorrow on this.
We are working to find out what laws Nieves could be breaking, and we're going to show the video to customers to get their reactions.
All right, we look forward to that. Thanks
That'll
so
be
much,
good.
Jack.
Thanks.
We have something new on a developing story which we broke on Eyewitness News that's now making national headlines. We showed you some extraordinary video as we followed a Cocoa park and ride owner joyriding in the brand new Corvette we dropped off for parking.
It was a car he was supposed to be watching while customers were away on a cruise. And since then, Channel 9's Jeff Deal learned the joyriding appears to be over. Jeff, what happened?
Well, Vanessa, according to the sheriff's office, when some cruise passengers got off their boat yesterday, no one from this company, Premier Parking Spot, was there to pick them up. So they had to take a cab back here all the way to the lot to pick up their cars. And when they got here, they found their car keys in the car doors just waiting for anyone to take. And they say there was no sign of workers here anywhere. You recognize this road right here? Even after we showed him this video, Jay Nieves, the owner of Premier Parking Spot in Cocoa, denied he's ever taken a customer's car out for a joyride while he thought they were away on a cruise.
We're not driving anybody's car.
That's a customer's car out there.
That is not a customer's car.
We rented that car. That's our car.
That is not nobody's car. We're not driving anybody's car.
Little did he know we placed a GPS tracking device on this fire red 2012 Corvette, had a husband and wife drop it off, and then followed Nieves as he took it for several rides, putting 61 miles on the sports car. And we found out what he did is illegal.
First off, it's a crime. If you take a car, it's actually theft.
Attorney Paul Byron, former federal prosecutor, says someone doesn't have to permanently deprive you of property for it to be considered theft.
But if you entrust your car to me and I use it for my own purposes, even temporarily, that is a theft under Florida law.
The Brevard County Sheriff's Office told us the same thing, not to mention the outrage something like this can cause for customers. Premier Parking Spot, I guess. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
We caught up with some of the customers getting dropped off at the port and showed them our video. What do you think about somebody doing something like that?
What do you think?
It'll peeve me off. I'll tell you, it'll make me angry.
It's the last thing Tom Caterina and his wife wanted to think about while trying to relax on a cruise, especially since we found out Nieves doesn't exactly have a clean driving record. He had a handful of speeding tickets in 1997 from Broward County, some in Brevard County in 2005, and was caught accused of driving with a suspended license that same year. He also has a criminal record that includes arrests for battery. He was even arrested and convicted in Miami-Dade County of trafficking a kilogram of cocaine in 1991. Police reports show he was carrying a handgun at the time. And we found out from Brevard County, Premier Parking Spot doesn't have a business license on file, so not only shouldn't he have been driving a customer's car, the county says he shouldn't have even been open for business.
But we do not joyride anybody's vehicles.
And back out live, you can see a business sign down on the ground out here in the parking lot is empty. Employees told us today Nieves informed them he was shutting down on Saturday, and the landlord says he's in the process of evicting Nieves. Even though taking someone's car is illegal, we decided not to pursue charges against Nieves because our intent was just to show customers exactly what was going on out here. Vanessa, back to you.
Well, Jeff, this is certainly a story a lot of people are talking about tonight. Good work. We're staying on top of a developing story you'll see only on Eyewitness News. A park and ride in Brevard County is closed tonight after we expose the owner joyriding and speeding in customers' cars. We first broke this story yesterday, and it's now making national headlines.
And tonight, Channel 9's Jeff Deal talked to former employees who say the owner of the Premier Parking Spot closed up shop without paying them.
Burning rubber and peeling out on dirt roads. This is Jay Nieves, owner of Premier Parking Spot in Cocoa, cruising all over town in a 2012 shiny red convertible Corvette that we had a husband and wife drop off at his lot earlier that day. The couple pretended they were going on a cruise. 2 days later, Nieves drove it again. We watched him haul lumber in it, even allow a dog to run around on the car. When we confronted him, he denied everything. Whose car are you guys driving out there?
Whose car are we driving?
Yeah, the red Corvette. What's that?
We're not driving anybody's car. Why?
You guys are driving that car all over town.
What are you talking about?
Little did he know we had placed a GPS tracking device on the car and were following his every move. He put 61 miles on the car. Since we confronted him, he's run into more problems. Today, we found his lot empty. Employees told us he informed them he was closing up shop, and the landlord told us he's evicting Nieves because Nieves has never shown proof he has insurance. Louis DeLucia, a limo driver, says Nieves owes him $700 and won't pay.
I asked Jay many times to please pay me, and he said tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, sir, Mr. Deal, it never came.
Other employees say he owes them more, including Joseph Wilahowski, father of 5.
Well, we will literally be in a homeless shelter here shortly, unfortunately.
And the Brevard County Sheriff's Office says Monday no one from Premier picked up passengers returning from a cruise. After they took a cab to the lot, they found their cars with keys in the doors and no employees in sight. No one answered at Nieves' home today, leaving customers and employees stunned by what they've seen.
Let me show you something, Jay. Let me show you this video. You recognize this road right here? You recognize those people right there in that car?
Sir, we're not driving anybody's car.
In Cocoa, Brevard County, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The national company that was taking reservations from Premier Parking Spot told us it has severed ties now with Nieves and is now sending customers to a different car lot. It was a joyride that is hard to forget.
It certainly is. This week we showed you our hidden camera investigation into the owner of a parking lot near Port Canaveral who drove all over town in the red Corvette we dropped off. The story has caused outrage around the world, and as Channel 9's Jeff Deal found out, this is not the first time somebody has complained about Premier Parking Spot putting mileage on a customer's car.
It was a rip-roaring ride. The man behind the wheel, Jay Nieves, owner of Premier Parking Spot in Cocoa.
Whose car are you guys driving out there?
Whose car are we driving?
Yeah, the red Corvette. What's that?
We're not driving anybody's car. Why?
You might remember he denied driving the car. Little did he know we had placed a GPS tracking device on the red Corvette, dropped it at his business, and soon tracked him driving the car all over town when he thought the customer was away on a cruise. Since this story aired, it's gained national.
That's somebody else's car. All right.
Even worldwide attention. Emails and phone calls have led to even more information to come out about this operation. It appears Nieves shut down the lot. Customers complained they were stranded at the port. Owners of the competing business across the street say they even picked some of them up.
We would send a van down and bring them home. Our big worry was we just, one bad apple, ruining the reputation of an industry.
We found a customer had complained to the sheriff's office in February. Someone at Premier had driven their car 7 miles while they were away on a cruise. Nieves' former employees claim he owes them money, and we were tipped off he wasn't paying child support for the son he had from a past marriage. Court records show he's in arrears more than $28,000. When we went to his home to ask him about it, he called the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
Can you flip over here and I'll speak with you for a second?
Sure. To give us a trespass warning. All of this from a man with a criminal record going back 20 years, who apparently thought it was okay to joyride in a customer's car and then lie about it even after we showed him the video.
Let me show you something, Jay. Let me show you this video. You recognize this road right here? You recognize those people right there in that car?
Sir, we're not driving anybody's car.
In Cocoa, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
An undercover Channel 9 investigation is changing things at Port Canaveral.
Last week, we showed you the joyride an off-site cruise parking lot owner took in the Corvette we dropped off for parking. And tonight, a top Port Canaveral official promised to take a harder look at those off-site lots. But the lot owners told Channel 9's Jeff Deal they fear the port will run them out of business.
A battle is heating up between Port Canaveral and private car lots that shuttle customers to the port for less than half the $15 a day the port charges.
Oh, I think he's a coward.
Todd Oakey, co-owner of Cruise Parking of Port Canaveral, is talking about Canaveral Port Authority Chairman Bruce Deardoff. Deardoff is now calling for more scrutiny of the private lots after watching our hidden camera investigation, where we exposed Jay Nieves, owner of Premier Parking Spot, joyriding in a Corvette while he thought the customer was away on a cruise. Deardoff says he spoke to Port legal staff about keeping the off-site lots from using the Port Canaveral name or logos. He's afraid a bad business could make customers associate a bad experience with the port, like we saw with Premier Parking Spot.
Well, there's no doubt. With the last video that they ran about us, this fed right into it.
Earlier this year, the port made a video.
This is ridiculous. Just so you could save a little on parking?
A warning about alleged safety concerns at the off-site lots. Oakey has already vowed to sue after his building was featured in the spot. Now he complains the port, which is essentially his competition, is trying to overregulate the small businesses while spending taxpayer money to try to force them out.
It's insulting to think that a public servant who's supposed to serve the public and better the economy is focused solely on the succeeding of their empire.
In Brevard County, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The Port Authority chairman says he expects legal staff to send notices to the private lots within the next couple of weeks, directing them to stop using the port's name and logos. Since our investigation, Premier Parking Spot is no longer operating.